This is the last video, and we build the last step. We build the main function, which is the search spider. This is a big function, and it starts from here. Just create it below your breakup description sentence function. So we have another function which is search spider, and it has as a parameter that sentence, of course. And we call this function in our index.php right here. You see, we send a sentence from that get method, and then we assign the connection to the database to the db variable, and then we filter it. We use our filter function, which is right here. So we filter our text and then return it. And after we filter this text, we check if the text variable isn't empty. If it's not empty, then we assign to the full title sentence the full title sentence function. So we get the result from this full title sentence function, which is the first level of the first search level. So we see here we get this result. Now let's go back right here, and then we get the result from the second we can say spider's leg or level, and we assign it to the breakup title sentence. And then here we check if these arrays are empty or not, and then if they are not empty, we assign the value they have, but if they are empty, then we don't assign to them anything. So we do it for both of them in order to be able to use this if statement right here. And you see, and then below here we check if there is anything inside of this full title sentence, and then if there is something in the breakup title sentence. So if both of these functions, both of these first levels returned something, then here we assign the breakup title sentence IDs, we assign them to the full title sentence ID. So the full title sentence ID gets all of the result from the from both levels. And then below here we just remove the double IDs from that full title sentence, and then we fix the order. And then below here we have another if statements. We check in case this full title has any value but returns a value. In case, let's say, in case there is a result from the first level, but there is nothing, like it didn't find anything in the second result, then we assign to the title result just the full title sentence. We assign just what we found. And we have another if statement. In this case, we check if the first level didn't return anything, if this function didn't return anything to the full title sentence, and if the breakup title sentence, if the second level returns something, then the title result gets the values from the breakup title sentence. We get just what we found. And then below here, because it means this title result gets the result from the first two levels. And then below here we do the same thing for the full description sentence, for the third one, and then for the fourth one. This is for the last two ones. This is the result from the description. And we also check here, we assign if it has any value. If it doesn't have, we don't assign anything. And we do for the breakup description sentence the same thing. This is the full description sentence, and then there's the breakup description sentence. And then here we check if both of them return the result, then we assign to the full description sentence the values from the breakup description sentence. So this one becomes a long array, full array, which has the result from both sides, from both levels. And then here below we just remove the double IDs, and then we fix the order from that array, and we assign everything to the description result. And then below here we have also the same thing, in case, like as we did in the first two levels, in case the full description sentence return the result or has a value, and the breakup description sentence doesn't have any results, or it didn't, or if the last level didn't return any results, then we assign to the description result the full description sentence only. We assign to this variable only what we found. And then we have another if statement which is checks if there is nothing in full description sentence, which is the third level, but there is something in the breakup description sentence, then we assign to the description result the breakup description sentence. And then here we check again, we get the first result because the title result has the result from the first two levels, and then the description result gets the result from the last two levels. And then we check if they have anything inside, we assign the value. If they don't have, we don't assign anything. And then we check here, in case, if the title result has a value, or let's say if this title result got any value and this description result got also some value, then we assign to the title result the description result array. So the title result becomes a big array. And then here we remove the double IDs, and then we assign to the final result so let me see here what I'm talking about actually. So yeah, we got the whole result from the description. We assign to the title result the description result array. So this title result array gets the description result as well, in case both of them got a value. And then here we remove the double IDs and assign everything to the final result. And then we fixed, using the array values, we fix the order from that array. And then below here we check if there is any value in the title result. If there is nothing in the description result, then we assign to the final result just the title result. And then in case if the title result doesn't have any value, but there is a value in this description result, then we assign to the final result the description result. And then below here we again have a checking, and this is like an if statement, and we assign to the final result the value from the final result if it got anything. But if it doesn't have anything, then we don't assign anything to this final result. This double checking stuff is really important because sometimes it shows errors. I know you may say that it's something extra, but this is more, I can say, secure. And you see below here we check if there is anything in the final result. If this variable has any value, then we show these posts. So this is the result handle variable. This result handle variable from the beginning is empty. You see here we don't assign, like we make it empty. And then this is the pagination stuff, like we get the page right here, and then we check. This is another checking if the page is empty, because the page, this is a get variable, the page. So we assign the page to the page variable, and then we check if it's empty, or if it's smaller than 0 or equal to 0, then we assign to the page number 1, because in case somebody writes there -1 word 0, somebody's trying to do something funny. And then we get from the final result, we get how many IDs are there inside, and we assign them to the num items. And then here we have another items per page variable, which here we set how many articles we want to show on the page. And then here we get how many pages we have in total. If we change this number here, then it's gonna change the number of the pages, of course. And then that's how we find out how many pages we have in total. And then here we have another checking if the page is bigger than the um, if the number of the page is like if we're on the second page, and if the second, and if there is just a page but we are on the second page, you know, just in case we check this one, and then if the page is different than one, then the page is equal to the number of pages, so it basically goes directly to the second page. And then here we have start and end. Start and end. These two variables are really important because that's how we know, you know, this final result is a big array, and if we are on the second, if we want to have just 2 posts per page, and we want to go to the next page, we're on the first page. When we are on the first page, we get the first value and the second value, which is 0 and 1, and we show them on the page. But when we are on the second page, it means we should take the third value from that array, from this big array, which is, if it starts from 0, 1, it's the second is 2, and then let me actually show it to you. So this final result, oops, this final result is it's a big array. It got an array, a big one like this. So it might have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's do like this, and then on the first position, let's say we have the ID number 2, and we have for each of these positions IDs, and they are unique. They are unique right now. We cannot have a double IDs. Let's say we have 9. So all those IDs. Let's say we are on the first page. On the first page, we show just two items per page. You see here we have just 2. On the first page, we will show just these 2 IDs. There's 2 posts. We will get the ID for each post, and we will have a query, and we will show them on the page. Now, when we are on the second page, we should show just these 2 IDs, not the first one and not the last ones, just 2 per page. So it means that this is the first page, this is the first page, this would be the second page, this would be the third page, and this would be the fourth page, and this is the 5th page. That's how that's the logic. That's how it works right now. So that's why we need a start variable, because on the start variable we will know what's the start position on the next page when we click next page, and then what's the end, where should it stop, like how many IDs it should show on the page. So in this case, on the second page, it would be the start would be 2, and then the end would be 3. And that's how we have a for loop here, in which we use this start and end, and we walk through this result handle. Actually, we walk through this final result array, and then we get just the IDs we want. If we're on the second page, we will get the 3 and then the 44, and we will assign them to the result handle. And this result handle is not an array anymore. This is just a char. It becomes a char. And you see here we have another variable which is con. It means content. And but if you pay attention here, I assign each ID, or every ID we assign them to the result handle, and this result handle becomes a char, and after each ID I add a comma here. Now here I remove the last comma, because I will use this ID list in the in clause for this query. Let me show you like this. So I got the ID lists from the result handle, and I remove the last comma, and then I use this ID list in my query to the database, because in clause it allows you to insert here multiple IDs. And then I execute the query, and then below here I have a while, and I just assign to the con variable, which is content. It means content. I assign the, you see, the class article from that CSS file. I assign each post to this con variable, and then below here I show the pagination. In case we have multiple pages, you can click on the next page or on the previous page. Oh, let me show you like this so you can see everything. You see, in case there are more pages, a page number is bigger than 1, and we assign to the P page the page -1. So we show it like that. -1 means we go back a page back. If we are on the second page, then we go on the first page. Here is almost the same thing, but we just add 1. So we go to the next page. If we are on the second page, then we go to the third page. And this is the if statement ends here. The if statement is this one, where we check the final result. If the final result doesn't have anything, any value inside, then we just show not found. And also this is another if statement, which is that filter. After we filter this text variable, and if this text is empty, then we also show not found. And after that we just return this you know, content variable. And let's save this file right now, and let's go and check our spider. Let's see how it works. So if we refresh right now, and if we click this button and we don't write anything in the field, it doesn't show anything, because we have this if statement from the index.php file. But if we type it here, like let's say A, because this is a stop word, and click OK, it shows not found because it removes it. It's a stop word, and it doesn't, of course, it doesn't find anything. If we remove that word, it doesn't find any blog post. Let's say we write this create search with PHP and click OK. Now you see we've got we've got both of them, both posts from the database, because there's PHP here. Oh, let me see, create search. It has search, and then this one has, using Ajax when submitting this form, create a search with PHP. It has PHP in the title, that's why it shows it here. So this is the logo. You can add anything you want here. You can add another logo if you would like to, or if not, you just remove it from here. Just remove this link, refresh it, disappear. And if you write, for example, WordPress, it doesn't show anything because it doesn't find anything. So that's it for this tutorial, guys. Finally, we've got this search spider working. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. You know, subscribe for this channel if you like this tutorial, and share it with your friends. And thank you very much for your attention, and see you in the next tutorials.